I'm Kerrie Stanley.
And I'm Dolly Diamond.
And welcome to Kerrie and Dolly's House Party.
Oh, it was a little understated.
I thought
I
thought I would lower the expectations,
Yes.
and then we'll go way above it.
It's what we do every single episode, isn't it?
Set the bench,
Yes.
raise it, romp it.
Yeah,
Here we
run
are.
it right up.
Hello,
and in.
everyone.
And but what a night we've got on the way. We're ready, aren't we?
My spirits are as high as my head.
Oh, we're full of liquor, and we are ready though. We are more than ready.
No, we're not actually.
No.
We do this sober. It's pretty good.
Well, you liquor, you brought it, but we are in a good mood, aren't we? That's
Always,
for
honey.
Sure.
Yes, we are firing up. We found our feet.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
yours never have shoes on them.
No,
so
and we should let you into a little secret. Just before it all goes live, we have the music right up. Doris Day, Nat King Cole, all the crates. No, we're up dancing anyway. We're with you now. We're ready, aren't we?
We had a little boogie, heart rate's going. And welcome wherever you're watching us from. Thank you for joining us once again. We've got a cracker of a show.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it.
Who's on? Tell me.
Well, we've got a wonderful performance a little bit later from Vanessa Ellen Powell, the gorgeous voice she's got. If you love Adele, you're going to love Vanessa.
Amazing. And who are we chatting to?
Oh, the one and only Rhonda Burchmore.
Can't wait.
We are
for
ready,
that.
aren't we?
We so are.
Oh,
Lots more fully jam-packed show as we always do. And of course, we always love chatting with you guys out there.
Yes.
So our question
yes.
for the evening is,
I'm ready.
you ready? Who's your favourite diva, apart from Dolly Diamond? I mean,
Oh,
because they're not,
could be
you know,
you.
what else? I'm
Could
no
be you.
diva.
You are a diva. Well, but listen, I get asked this, and it's it's never easy because we like so many of them, don't we?
Yes.
But there's always one that you would bow down for.
And
that
who
you
would-
For me, it is Dolly Parton. I love
yes.
Dolly Parton.
Well,
Oh,
you've done a whole show dedicated to
yes,
her.
that's how much I love that diva. What's yours?
I would have to say Bette Midler.
Bette Midler.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never. I missed her when she came to Australia. I don't know
Oh,
why I didn't get there, but yeah, that was one
I
miss.
saw her in London, and this is obviously that wasn't that long ago, and I never saw her when she was in the heyday, I guess would
Yep.
be right, wouldn't it? But amazing even to this day. What is yours? You're obviously watching now on Facebook, and we want to know. Send us a little message.
Yes.
Your diva, the one that you love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to now hear from our first musical guest, Vanessa, who is channeling the one and only diva,
Yes.
Adele. Let's hear her now.
Oh, you love it.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare. See how I leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave into treasure gold. You pay me back in kind, reap just what you sow. We could have had it all. We could have had it all. Yeah. It all, it all, it all. We could have had it all. Rolling in the deep. You have my heart inside of your head. None of you played it. Could have beat it. Could have had it all. Rolling in the deep. You have my heart inside of your head. None of you played it, played it, played it, played it to the beat.
Yes!
Oh my word, what a
Woo!
voice.
That's how we kick off a Thursday night.
Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? Vanessa, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We would love it if you would make a donation to Vanessa. That link is there. She'll be back a little later. It's up there now. She will also be back a little later. If you're in a position to make a donation, we would love it because
Amazing.
that girl deserves it.
And
Gorgeous.
thank you to Marnie Kerrie, our Auslan interpreter, doing another amazing job. Marnie got lots of love on her the first time she was on our show on Tuesday night. So welcome back to Marnie. Amazing.
Well, aren't we loving our Auslan interpreters, aren't we?
Yeah, lots of love for
Really,
them.
really great. And, because we just love the way they're getting right into it and, enjoying it because that's the name of the game, isn't it? The name of the game.
Now, we're asking all of you who are your favourite divas. Is Dina Curie says, I remember loved going to Diva when it was on Commercial Road. Who remembers that? Now, I certainly remember that bar.
Typical. We don't want you kids drinking it about. No. Your diva that you love, the singer that you love, not the Bloody Mary that you want. Oh, typical.
There's lots of Bloody Marys around, isn't there? And we love you all. Stephen Lee. Hello, Stephen. I know you're from South Australia. Watching again. Hello, Stephen. Liza Minnelli, of course. Darling Liza.
Yes.
Fabulous. Nate's joined us again. Nate, who's your favourite diva? You haven't told us yet. We're just waiting for a few. Yeah, jump on board. Tell us who you love listening to. And
Johnny Westwood is watching. Hello, Johnny. We always love it wherever you are. Send us a little message. If we're able, we'll read out. But, it's just lovely that you're watching wherever it is. We've got Sydney Mardi Gras back with us tonight.
yes, we are very excited for that.
Good evening, Sydney. Mwah!
Yes, we would love to visit your beautiful city again.
We will be out.
One
we will
day.
be out. Won't we? We know we will. We've got to be good. And then when we're out, we can be bad. But at the moment, we're being good. And that's what we've got to do.
Yeah, and, unfortunately, there's lots of, that's the only way I can describe it, that's going on here in Victoria for lots of suburbs. Thankfully, not mine, not yours. But to all of you that are watching that in those suburbs, we're thinking of you.
Yes.
And also with the borders being open and closed and what have you. Look, we're in it all together for the long ride. So love to you all wherever you may be. Stick with us and we'll stick with you. And
Damn right.
yes, and we'll get to visit each other pretty soon, whenever
Yes.
that may be. Otherwise, seeing us down the line, which we're good.
Now, each and every episode, we invite this beautiful human into our lives to give us all the news and views of the day. It is the one and only Judy Kelly. Good evening, Judy.
Thanks, Kerrie. Thanks, Dolly. Good evening. Judy Kelly from Joy News with an optimist's bent on what's making news this week. Business Victoria will provide additional financial support to businesses operating within the postcodes affected by the return to Stage 3 restrictions. Registration is open for the Local Lockdown Support Programme, which will provide once-off $5,000 grants to help businesses get through the current restrictions. Scholarships are now open for the Equality Project's Advocacy 101 training programme. The 3-day course will run in Melbourne, Adelaide, Sydney and Cairns in September and October this year. Organisers encourage applications from LGBTIQ+ people from regional and rural areas, multicultural and multi-faith communities, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities and people with a disability. The Victorian State Government will provide $95,000 in funding to support La Trobe University's Rainbow Health Victoria programme to develop a family violence prevention training programme in LGBTIQ communities. Rainbow Health Victoria's ongoing work in the area also includes a 2-year pilot programme addressing the gaps and strengthening the workforce capability in LGBTIQ family violence primary prevention. The Perth-based Gay and Lesbian Rights in Ageing Incorporated, or GRAY, are teaming up with local LGBTI community events organisers to celebrate Christmas in July. With restrictions easing in Western Australia, organisers of the event say it will provide time to connect with the LGBTI community and its allies and pretend like 2020 didn't happen. Local residents in the small Spanish town of Villanueva de Algaidas celebrated their Pride event last week by flying more than 500 rainbow flags. The town has a population of just 4,200. After 3 residents complained about a single Pride flag flying over the town hall, a shop owner in a nearby town offered all the flags he had in stock. Residents responded by claiming every flag, and a second shipment had to be ordered. And finally, a Japanese tech startup has created a smart face mask to keep consumers connected while staying safe during the coronavirus pandemic. The smart mask fits over a standard face mask and connects via Bluetooth to an app on a smartphone or tablet. Features include making calls, converting speech to text messages, translating to 8 languages, and amplifying the wearer's voice. The C mask will hit the Japanese market in September at a cost of $40. That's the latest from Joy TV News for Thursday, July the 2nd. I've been Judy Kelly. Now it's back to Kerrie and Dolly's house party.
Hello? Dolly? Dolly, it's me, Reuben Kay. You're not returning my calls anymore. I hope you're getting this message. It's me, Reuben Kay, actress, model, and the only Norman Bates impersonator to really get the wig right. I hope we can catch up at some point, darling. I hope... No, she won't answer my calls. No, she gets quite aggressive when she drinks. Anyway, love you.
Oh, the very naughty Reuben.
You must
there.
return his call because
I will, yes.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Reuben is on next week.
Amazing.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
You've never seen Reuben, and I would imagine most of you have. He is amazing.
Yes. Just a quick...
Judy was amazing.
Always.
Yes.
I don't know about the mask though.
No,
About the techno. We've got enough text. Oh, I don't know. As long as it keeps out the virus, I guess that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Just want a quick message to Elena Robbins. Said it's so nice to see all the signing. It means a lot.
It really is brilliant, isn't it? And that was Stephen Nicholson with our Judy there.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Now, our next guest we are very excited for. We both have known Rhonda for a very, very long time. I first met Rhonda back in '98 when I moved to Melbourne, and Rhonda was the reason why I got into millinery. Because I was a hair and makeup artist
This
then.
is one of yours.
Thank you.
This is one of
Wow.
yours.
Thank y'all. Any
Yes.
chance to wear millinery. It's not just for races, people.
No.
Let's educate. You can wear hats anytime. But I met Rhonda doing her hair and makeup for a photo shoot for the races back then. Yeah, she was fabulous. We got on super well, and she said to me then, could you make me a headpiece? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And I came up with something, and it was a big hit, and started my career in millinery. So that's how I know that darling lady back from all then. But let's see if we can get her online and have a chat. Yeah, so we're going to watch a little clip and have a chat with our gorgeous Rhonda.
Hi there, it's Rhonda Burchmore here, and after treading the boards throughout Australia and the world stage for almost 40 years, yes, I'm very, very tired, I'm finally going on YouTube. Woohoo! Now, earlier this year, you may or you may not know, I was in the jungle, and so many of you wrote me letters asking about the stories that I told whilst in the jungle. Now, I'm not only going to be telling you those stories, but a lot more gossip, I can assure you. And plus, I have found the film clips to go with a lot of these stories. I have got, for example, my very first live appearance on the Mike Walsh Show in 1982. The Don Lane Show with the Tony DiBartuccio dancers, big bands, oh my goodness, all of that stuff. Plus amazing stories about Mickey Rooney and Ann Miller and film clips to go with it. Anthony Newley, incredible. Yes, I have in ISO opened Rhonda's vault and dug up these incredible treasures that I want to share with you because I think you'll really love them. And as I reflect on all the things that went in at that time, you know, to make these performances so special to me.
And
What a
joining
legend.
us from all the way over there, as you would say, Dolly, the fabulous Rhonda Burchmore. Darling, are you there?
I am so here for you.
Oh.
I love your show.
You look amazing.
Oh, that looks like a bit of Kerrie Stanley millinery right there.
We're all wearing it. We're all wearing it.
The best, when only the best will do.
Yes.
Oh, honey, that's a blast from the past. That one, I think it's about 20 years old, that one.
I think it is. It's when I did the national anthem, I think, and it was the day, the dreadful dust storms, but the hat and the makeup, everything. I think it was that day. It was a biggie. So, but it's magnificent. It's in its own little box, and it's
Oh.
I
What
think
a lovely surprise. And anyway,
Yes.
how are you? We're very excited that you've decided to launch your wonderful YouTube channel and delving deep into the archives of Ruda, because we've known you for a long time, but lots of people, you know, may not have. So how exciting is that for you?
Well, it is because, a lot of all those Mike Walsh shows and Don Lane shows and Bert, we were all on VHS. Mum used to record, Rodney on the telly, and she'd set a tape. So, and as we know, a lot of those tapes have now, either erased or become, dissolved as it does. And I've had them converted to DVD, and now, it's quite exciting to actually tell the stories and to find like my very first performance on the Don Lane Show in 1981 or 2 or something like that, and actually be alive to tell the stories about, so often these stories are told, when the person, they've died or something like that. I can actually tell you what happened.
Yes. Well, what a memory. I mean, my memory is rubbish. But you've obviously got a good memory, and it's a lot easier, isn't it, when you're looking at the one that you were on and that year and when you were on it. I interviewed you years ago, and one thing I've never ever forgotten that you mentioned was about work. And you said the only way to survive in this business is to diversify, and I've never forgotten that.
No. It's true, Dolly. It's this business is so tough at the best of times, but that's the advice I give a lot of young kids. Don't say that you're just a jazz singer or a tap dancer, or I've kind of put my finger in, as you do, and you both do,
Yes.
many pies and good pies, and so that we kind of don't get pigeonholed, so that we can kind of and I'm up for. I mean, as you know, I went into the jungle. It was something that I never thought I would do, but it's kind of one day I just went, I'm going to give that a crack. I think it's just kind of reinventing yourself and putting yourself up to new challenges and new things all the time.
I think that the whole of Australia's got so behind you, Rhonda, as you know, and because we were following it all online and on telly and everything like that. And what everybody loved about you, and I know that they've told you, is that you were just unashamedly yourself.
Yes.
And you have always been that way. So, Dolly's known you for a long time. I've known you for over 20 years, and you are not afraid to act the goat, make a fool, speak exactly how it is, and it's such a rare.
That's why we loved you.
Well,
that is why.
when I was in there, there were so many people, Kerrie, Dolly, that a lot of those reality stars, they know a lot of what to look for and what to do. And I thought, this is going to do my head in, because the cameras are on you 24/7. You can't keep up an act for that long. So I just kind of thought, if you're going to kiss it, you may as well. So I.
Oh, that's a good bit of advice, Doll. We'll take that one with us.
Oh, I mean, and is there a moment in your life when you look back? I mean, there's obviously the things that went really well. Is there a moment that you remember that went really badly when you were on television or anything?
Oh, gosh, how many can we count? I mean, I mean, there's so many things that go wrong. And I mean, I guess in terms of emotionally for me, the biggest, stressful point of my career was opening Melbourne's casino back in, I think it was 1997. And I was thrown in with all, the political stuff about introducing gambling to Victoria. And that nearly killed me in terms of I'd never got a bad review in my life, with the shows, and all of a sudden I was flung on from a huge height, and that nearly killed me. But here I am, and I'm still doing what I do, and
Bloody oath.
loving doing what I do. I'm glad it didn't kill me, because
yes.
Only that I had great support from family and friends, I think it would have finished me.
Would you have ever done anything else, or would you always have been in show business?
Oh, well, I did do something else, because my dad said that there was no future in showbiz. So I got myself a degree as a school teacher, and a lot of people don't know that. So I'm a qualified school teacher, but and I was a very interesting one, colourful and creative.
I can imagine.
I would have loved you.
Yeah,
as
you would
my
have been great.
teacher.
Story time would have been fantastic. Let's do storybook telling with interpretive tap dancing.
Oh, I know. And my mum used to make all my skirts and dresses for school, I used to come in a bit like Wonder Woman, when Linda, what her name?
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter.
Yeah.
And I'd have bracelets, and I'd do all this and do a bit of a whirl and get them to do what they
A
had
bit
to
like
do.
Dolly tonight.
That's it.
Yes, ba-boom.
Oh, I love it. Now we've got to let you go, but we've been asking everyone all night their diva. Have you got one diva that you love?
Oh, there's many divas. I mean, apart from yourself, my darling Dolly.
Good answer.
I mean, I adore Judy Garland.
Yes.
You look at that woman and you see, you hear a lyric, she just, those oldies. I mean, I think a lot of the young people should go back and, whether it be a singer or an actor or a dancer, just look at how they, just that magic that they had, that X factor.
Yes, I agree with that.
Oh, darling Rhonda, we would love to talk to you
Hours.
all night long, but we cannot, unfortunately. But thank you so much for all your love and support that you give to both Dolly and myself. We really, really appreciate it, and for giving us your time tonight. And I know you have a big fan base that will be watching you tonight too. So much
I
love
love
to
you
honey.
both, and thank you for my most magnificent. I'm supposed to be going up to host the Darwin Cup, but whether the borders are going to be open, I was going to wear this little baby. So let's see.
Yes. I would.
Lovely.
It's gorgeous.
Travel safely. Give those beautiful doggies of yours a big cuddle.
I
You've
will
got your
do.
bit We've got our own dog here too.
Yes.
I've got my big poodles with
Your big poodles.
very little bit like their mummy.
Take care, honey. All the
Bye
best.
bye, darling. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, we love it, don't we?
So much love for that woman.
Oh.
And time and respect.
Legend,
Yes,
legendary.
amazing.
I've got to watch. My legs. It's creeping open because you just get relaxed on this, don't you?
It's cavernous.
It,
I don't know where that came
no,
from.
I don't either. Now I'm going to drop you in it because there's more to the story of when you met, isn't there?
Yeah, and I only just remembered. Okay, so this photo shoot that we did, Rhonda was on a horse. We're at Flemington. So she was sitting on this horse in a beautiful Peter Jago top hat, looking fabulous, and the horse had a massive erection.
You can't blame him.
And it would not go away. That horse was frisky for Rhonda, so we still had to go ahead with the shoot. Oh my God, yes. And they had to get rid of that erection in post. And of course, this was not digital times. This was old school film and Polaroids and everything. So yeah, that had to be touched up.
Wow.
No erection. Rhonda handled it like the pro that she is.
Not literally.
No, literally.
Just professionally.
Ew.
Now, I don't know if you watched our last episode, but we are all about animals. And our little Iceho dog has got a name. We asked if everybody of you could name our gorgeous little Iceho dog. Well, the name has been decided, and it's very exciting.
Very exciting. Burr, 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 burr.
This is Ellen Barkin. Oh, little Ellen. Yes.
Thank you to Cam, who named them last week.
Yes.
Last week? It was only Tuesday. Sorry.
The blur, isn't it? It's all a blur.
I've been on brekkie all week, so I'm like,
Yes.
those 3 a.m. starts just catch up with
Oh,
you.
they
La,
really
la,
too.
la.
And Fiona obviously brought Ellen into our lives, and we love Ellen very much.
No, Alan's great.
Yes.
I
No.
think I need to make Alan a headpiece.
It's inevitable, isn't it?
It will happen.
But we do love the fact that Ellen will never get an erection. She's always stiff, though.
Ooh, where
right.
do I come back from that one?
That's what Ellen said.
I know.
We better move on.
We do. Okay, we are going to find our beautiful Sydney correspondent, DJ Dan Murphy, darling friend of the show. Dan, hello.
Oh my goodness, hi guys. I'm coming to you live from Cundletown.
Oh,
Oh,
it looks
Cundletown.
gorgeous.
What are you doing
Have you heard
in
of Cundletown
No.
before?
No.
No, where is it?
Me neither. I don't know.
Oh,
Wow.
you just thought you'd get
Where?
out of Sydney, go for a road trip somewhere.
Exactly. No, we're driving up to Tweed Heads and we're about halfway there.
Right.
So we're
Well
going to stop
done.
near Coffs Harbour for the night. And this
Oh.
is a little stop off to chat to you guys.
Wow.
Oh, we are so pleased that you have, and we'd be
Yes.
even loving it even more if you fell a little bit into that water when we finish. That'd be quite funny.
No!
And
I'm
I
right
know-
on the edge here,
Yeah.
so I don't want
Ooh, of glory? No, okay. Now, honey, tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods.
Yes.
Not where you are now, but Sydney.
to. Well, so we're coming out of lockdowns here. No offense, Victoria. Sorry about that. But we are
Move on.
starting to come out of lockdowns. And so things are starting to slowly get back to normal. We have at Universal, we've got dinner and a show. They do a night called Premiere with some drag performances and a beautiful 3-course dinner. Out at the Imperial, they're starting up a Priscilla's dinner and a show with lots of drag and lots of beautiful food there as well. And I'm working on something called what's the billing? The tagline is Australia's first drive-in nightclub. So
Wow.
we're going to take over a car park and do a 90s party. Everyone will drive in their cars and we'll play the music and have some fun.
And how do you think you'll go following up from the Wiggles and the Veronicas that are performing at this very same party? I mean, can you top the Wiggles? What wiggle would you be, doll? Glitter wiggle?
Oh, I suppose I'd be the pink wiggle, I guess.
Yes.
The
What
very gay
night
one.
is it on? When is that?
As long as I'm not the brown wiggle. It's on the 17th of July, which is 2 weeks away.
Wow.
Fantastic. Did they do that in, I think it was Germany?
I don't know.
Did you? Yeah,
Not with the Wiggles.
No,
Yes.
clearly not. I think
Nine.
Testo or somebody. I think it was more of a rave. Like that was. I don't know. Can you imagine the Wiggles at a rave?
Yes.
Get those glow sticks out.
Oh,
Big
well,
red
you
car.
know, that's not, they're adults.
Well, they could do
Why
whatever
not?
they like.
Yes.
All
You
right.
don't get all that energy on audio. You know? Not
it
you,
might be a
you brown
different kind of
wiggle.
cordial.
Oh, that looks gorgeous. Where are you? Look at that sun going down on you.
Oh,
Oh, isn't it nice?
Wow.
oh, and
beautiful is that?
You are the only correspondent we've had back on, isn't he?
Yes.
The
yes.
only one. And
Wow,
it was
by
really...
audience demand?
Absolutely
yes.
not,
No.
but that's okay. We love you so
Why
much,
did I
Dan.
agree to come back on here and get
Because you love
again?
us. You love us.
All in the water. All in the water.
Oh, rooting for you. Oh, just rooting.
You can be on every week. It's all
right
in that
there.
water. All right.
All right, honey, we'll
Lovely.
let you get back to your cabin or wherever you
yes.
are. Thanks for taking the time to pull over and have a chat with us. And this, your event sounds amazing. We'll pop all the
Yes.
information up on the Kerrie and Dolly page. So, to all our viewers, get onto it in Sydney Town. That looks like heaps of fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, come along. It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you, guys. I love you so much.
Love
Thanks
you
for having
too.
me back.
Drive safely,
Goodbye,
honey.
gorgeous.
Bye.
Bye.
Dan Murphy, the Pink Wiggle.
Yes. It was remarkably light there, wasn't
It was like another dimension.
Yes.
Oh, really, it's
Beautiful, though.
very nice.
Beautiful.
Dean actually wanted to know, he wanted to grill Dan on whether he'd actually read all those books during lockdown that we actually,
Yes.
when we crossed to him last time,
They
in
were
his
by his bed,
bedside
weren't
table,
they?
all
Yes.
the books which he read.
I'm going to go with no.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
hard no.
Well, it's only because he's that busy, isn't
He's
he?
out and
He's
about.
always busy. And a lot of that looks... I'd love to go to that drive-in.
That sounds fun, huh?
Oh, that's a yes. And we're now going to go talking of Dean. He's out there in the community, so you don't have to be. The one and only Dean Arcuri. Good evening.
Months ago, when COVID restrictions started, many of us kept ourselves distracted with tasks around the house to combat the many stages of isolation. From baking to DIY haircuts or live streaming from the loo, we were doing whatever we could to keep our spirits up at a time where we had no idea what the next day would bring. And while it looked like things were on the up and up, with many people starting to relax their habits, the start of July hit us hard, reminding us all that we're still in a global pandemic, with parts of Victoria locking down even tighter this week. Some of us have realised that that feeling in the back of our minds we thought were gone is still there, and we don't know how to deal with it. Luckily, Victoria's LGBTI+ support organisations are no strangers to responding to the needs of our communities when times get tough, and they've kicked into high gear. During the COVID pandemic, Thorn Harbour Health's Rainbow Connections has expanded to support any LGBTI individual who is isolated or impacted by COVID, which, let's face it, is all of us.
So when we established in 1983, we set up volunteer programs that supported people in their homes. And at the time, we were supporting people dying of AIDS. And then over time, the community support program still exists, but it's now become a service that supports people in a range of different areas. And Rainbow Connections is an expansion of that, where we're helping any LGBTI people who are feeling isolated in their homes, and particularly today, given that we've got suburbs back in lockdown. So it's an opportunity for people to get daily contact. If they need support with meals or financial issues or housing issues, they can contact us. If they just want someone to talk to stay connected to the world, there's a lot of people out there who are fearful about leaving home at the moment because of whatever reason, either they're elderly or they might have diabetes or some other issue that puts them at risk of COVID. At the moment, we're handing out 100 meals a week. We expect that'll probably go up. We've had a couple of calls in the last 24 hours from people who've learned they're going into lockdown very suddenly, who've said they're going to need some help to do that. So Rainbow Connections has essentially been established to support those people who need that bit of extra help at this time.
Support comes in many different forms and can be difficult to ask for.
You know, when COVID started, before JobKeeper and the other JobSaver came out, it hit a lot of people very, very hard. So there were people who've never been unemployed, who were suddenly unemployed, who didn't know how they were going to make ends meet, who were reaching out suddenly for the first time ever. They've never actually had to contact a service and ask for help before. They didn't know what help was out there and was available to them. When the government put JobKeeper in place, that has changed a bit. But who knows, with Qantas, 6,000 redundancies, we may suddenly see a whole bunch more people who are needing help for the first time, and particularly for people who feel that they're at risk of COVID. For a lot of those people as well, this will be the first time they've ever had to ask for help. They've been completely self-sufficient. They've got on with their lives. they've never had to really think about the services that might be offered.
Look, I'm one of those people who struggles to ask for help, and our communities were at high-risk categories before COVID hit, which is why it's important that you know what's out there when you need it.
We probably have seen more requests for housing and support around crisis accommodation and housing, and particularly from the trans community. A lot of those people were trans, probably a higher number than would normally come through our services. Alcohol and drug programs, while bars are closed, people are probably doing less binge drinking on a Saturday night, but we know that across the board everyone's generally drinking a bit more. There's a lot of people who were not daily drinkers who become daily drinkers, so so it's a bit of a shift there in behaviour, and we don't know what that's going to mean in the long term. Certainly family violence as well, where we're hearing more about being stuck in a house with someone that you don't get along with particularly well, is exacerbating things for people, and people are needing to get out of the house and get space. And so we run a range of family violence programs, and they've all been very busy.
Our community orgs are there for a reason, run by community for the community, and the difference reaching out can make to our mental and physical well-being is huge.
It can be a very hard thing for people to pick up the phone. Often people don't know what services are available and they don't know what to ask for. So we would say, if you need help, call. We can help you figure out what's available. We can help you figure out exactly what issues are going on for you. And it's not just us. We've got Switchboard as well, who provide referral over to the range of services available. We've got Drummond Street and Queer Space doing other work as well. There's a range of services available to the community, and also volunteering. We've increased the number of volunteers during this time. Rainbow Connections has run on volunteering, so even though there's some volunteering opportunities which have decreased, others have increased as well. And volunteering is a very important part of our community, because it's the way that we engage with, a lot of people engage with community. If you're not interested in bars, there's very few other ways to get involved in the community, and volunteering is an important one, particularly for people coming out.
Whether you're in a hotspot or not, COVID affects all of us, which is why it's important that you know about the support services that are out there should you need it. Don't forget to keep washing your hands and keep 1.5 metres away from each other. And most importantly, it's okay to not be okay. None of us are. This is a pandemic, but it's not okay to not reach out and ask for support, because it's there for you. Has anyone got a towel?
If you need help, call us. We might not be able to help with everything, but we can probably find someone who can.
Darling
Brilliant.
Dean, you always bring us the goods.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. It's so essential,
It really is.
Really amazing services that are available to everyone. You actually just have to make that step, though, to reach out should you need, and please do so. But you know what? We're here to lighten it up a little bit.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Dean. Yet again, our little Uncle Fester there. We loved it.
Quick question. He's now, when Frock Hudson comes to play,
Yes.
it'll be interesting, how he gets his wigs to stay on. That'll be,
Yes. Glue, I would imagine.
I
there'd
would
be a
think
lot
so.
of
A fair bit of that
glue,
in some
yes. That's it. We are now going to chat with the lovely Vanessa Ellen Powell. She was on earlier with Rolling in the Deep, but she joins us right now. Good evening, Vanessa.
Hello, ladies. So nice to be here.
Don't you look glorious? A woman after my own heart with the pink lippy and fab hair.
Thank you.
Looking gorgeous. We've got to mention, you are awesome. What a way. That bloody song at the very beginning was incredible. Really gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Now,
Thank
you
you so
obviously love Adele, I would imagine.
I do. I'm probably definitely a big fan of hers, yes. And I can see similarities in my voice to hers, and that's why I put the Someone Like Adele show together last school holidays while in isolation.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you always, how long have you known that, you and Adele had obviously similarities with your voice? Was this something you just love playing with, or do you love playing with other artists' tones as well?
I could hear it, and I've always loved her songs, and they sort of spoke to me on so many levels. So I just really enjoy singing her material.
We've been asking right from the beginning, everybody's favourite diva. Well, I guess we already know yours, really, don't we?
That is true. She's my favourite diva, and a pretty close second would have to be Bette Midler.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's a good.
Because even though I've been to watch Adele, and it isn't only about her voice, is it? And it certainly isn't with Bette Midler. It's about the way that they are on stage. And Adele has got a
Yes.
wicked sense of humour.
I've heard.
Really good.
She is very funny and a bit dirty too. I'm a bit of a dirty, potty kind of mind myself, so I relate.
Yeah, we don't mind that, do we? We don't mind that. You know, interestingly, tonight you are one of the acts. All of our acts we've got on tonight, we're all together now. Can you believe it?
I can believe it. That was a fantastic show to be part of. And hi to Rhonda and to Gospo Collective and,
Yes.
and Dan Murphy, my seat partner. We were
Yes.
partners.
Yes.
It's a lovely reunion, isn't
Yes,
it?
good old DJ Dan Murphy. Well, it was a great show, wasn't it? And I guess
fantastic.
one of the beautiful things about getting you on is your absolute mastery of the voice. And you've got your own studio, I believe.
I do, yes.
Give us a little bit about that.
It's Vanessa's Voices. I'm actually standing in my studio right now. I'm in between students. But I've been teaching my students for the past 4 years in Sydney and building up all my students. And I've got about over 30 now a week that I teach.
Wow.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm teaching the next generation of young
Next
performers.
Adele, yes. You
How
never
lovely.
know.
Well, you've got how beautiful. We got one more number for us. What's that going to be?
I'll be singing for you Hello.
Oh, well, we
Fabulous.
love this and we love you. Thanks for
Thank you, ladies.
joining us.
Thank you so much, honey.
Thanks. Thank you so much for having me on tonight, ladies.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like me to go over everything. They say that time's supposed to heal ya, but I ain't done much healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger and free. I'd forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet. There's such a distance between us and a million miles. Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call, you never seem to be home. Hello from the outside. At least I can say that I've tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter. It clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore. Hello, how are you? It's so difficult of me to talk about myself. I'm sorry. I hope you will. Did you ever make it out of that town where nothing ever happened? It's no secret that the both of us are running out of time. So hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call, you never
What a voice!
Amazing.
Amazing, wasn't it?
And so beautiful to watch our lovely Elvin Lamb as well, signing for Auslan as well. Amazing, beautiful.
Incredible.
So do I.
We would love it. We mentioned it already, I know. But if you are able, we would love it if you could make a donation to Vanessa. There's that link. And you know what it's like at the moment. We need all the money we can get when we're out there being an artist. And that woman definitely deserves a donation.
Yeah,
what?
amazing.
Gorgeous.
Right, it's Thursday night. What does that mean?
Oh, it's drinking night. Is it?
No.
Oh.
Well, it could be. It's our favourite drag king, Sexy Galexy, aka Molly Melodrama, in the Countdown Experience. Woo!
G'day Melbourne. Oh, we can't be too careful, can we? We're going through our second wave, so you can never be too clean. Wash your hands. And I'm Molly Melodrama, and of course we're at the Countdown Experience. Now this week, artist we're featuring is called Moon Cup. Now, not the Moon Cup that some of you ladies out there are thinking about. Dolly, I'm not sure if you know what it is, but Kerrie had a Moon Cup incident, which most people will know what I'm talking about, and Dolly, maybe you can ask her later. I'm sure Kerrie's going red right now, as red as my fantastic Australiana jumper, but we'll move on from there because this Moon Cup is a fierce, tender punk duo from Melbourne, Rita and Emily. Now, Rita wields a hypnotic bass and Emily delivers frenetic rhythms with savage precision. So yes, they're a bass player and a drummer. Fantastic, two amazing instruments, and together they make some great music. They released their self-titled album this year in April. Unfortunately, they couldn't launch their new single from it because of everything that's happened, so they're looking forward to when we all get to hang out together and they can have a real launch party. This album is about processing feelings and, in hindsight, sort of realising it's about queer identity and breaking through the surface. They've had tremendous support on the radio, which I'm not surprised about because it's a fantastic album. PBS, Triple J, FBI, just to name a few. So do yourselves a favour. This album is loud and queer. Get onto Bandcamp and download their album right now. And you can also get some merch. So you can get some Queer Rainbow Moon Cup long sleeve, short sleeve shirts, and of course a tote. Who doesn't love a tote? So what did I say? I said do yourselves a favour and get onto Bandcamp because Moon Cup is fantastic. Alrighty, what is the album this week? I had to go back to 1979. 1979 is a fantastic year in disco, and you know I love disco. And this week we have Sesame Disco. Check this out. Now, who doesn't love the Muppets? A Jim Henson creation. All these characters we know and love. We've all been brought up by Sesame Street, and we get Sesame Street in disco. It has some classics on there, ones that we know and love. There's Oscar the Grouch doing the trash. We have Kermit doing a disco frog. Cookie Monster, Me Lost Me Cookie at the Disco. Oh, it's a great album. It's disco in its finest. They even do a fantastic version of Sing, which is something that Karen Carpenter and the Carpenters covered as well. It's so uplifting. This album brings so much joy. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh, what a brilliant, uplifting dance around the lounge room in nothing but your sequins sort of album. Fantastic. What is hum? I hum and you guess what I'm humming. You put your answers in the live feed and the first one to get the right answer goes into the draw to win a fantastic Countdown Experience merch pack at the end of the series. And every week the song comes from our feature album. So the song comes from Sesame Disco, and the second clue is it's sung by the one and only Kermit
the frog. Oh, that was a hard one this week. So if you know what that is, put your answers in the live stream right now. Thank you so much. Have a great week. I'm Molly Melodrama. Do yourselves a favour. Be fabulous.
Love it.
You know, I think our viewers need to have a drinking game to Molly for every time he says fantastic.
Yes. What a great idea. I don't know if you got the I think I did.
I'm surprised he hit that low.
Very low, wasn't it?
Get chins when I do that.
Now, we could move on, but I want to know from you what Moon Cup is. What is it? What happened?
Okay, do any of the men in the room, we've got Darcy
Luke
and Luke, do you actually know what a Moon Cup is? All right, people, we're about to get educated. We're about to get a little bit personal. Okay, it's for when ladies have that time of the month, right? And it's an alternative way to capture said stuff.
Yes.
Not using, tampons or pads. It's a cup.
Oh.
It's made of silicone and it's reusable.
Oh.
Right? And let me say, if it's not fitted correctly, it can
be bloody awful.
Yeah. And it was in public, not near home. With me.
Oh, no.
So there you go, people. That's
Where
what it
were
is.
you? You were out and about.
Yeah, in country Victoria
Oh,
somewhere.
no.
It was like one of those. Give me a jacket. I need to tie it around my waist like I was a teenager. It was only 3 years ago. But now I'm a real woman and I'm done with that. I'm out the other side. Menopause, done.
I know, and me. It was an awful
Oh,
week. I am. Well, I'm glad
Well,
I
glad you're all
asked.
educated
Yes.
now. All the ladies out there, well, you know what I'm talking about. But boys, we're good. You sort of,
Yes,
Darcy doesn't know where to look.
No.
Darcy's like, oh,
You know, I know what we need to do. We're going to go to Adelaide, aren't we?
Yes.
We're off to Adelaide. I was lucky enough to work with this woman and the group that she's with, Gospo Collective, and she joins us now, the lovely Charmaine Jones.
Good evening, Kerrie Dolly. How
Hello,
are you?
doll.
Oh, you look
Good
lovely.
to see you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Crystal's
Well,
always
I
worked
thought
for
I had an interview yesterday and I had hat hair. So I thought I'd do my hair because I was meeting two gorgeous ladies.
We like that, don't
You can
we?
stay with those
Yes.
compliments.
Now, I know you're always really, really busy. What have you been up to?
Well, I mean, look, you'd think that we were less busy during COVID and we got a break, but as most artists out there, and especially educating artists, we got slightly busier because we had to do online projects and develop online programming. And that's what we've been doing at Gospo Collective and Gospo Enterprises. So it's been pretty hectic, but it's great to be on. We spent a lot of time getting our content together and making it accessible to not just Australia, but all around the world. So Ben Gillard and I have been working with our team here at Gospo Enterprises, and our education site is up and running, and we've been doing some videos as well, and with the collective. And of course I teach at Pembroke School, so I've been busy doing their online things.
Wow.
But basically just spending time connecting the world through COVID.
It is
And through the
amazing,
camera.
isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's
That-
adapting beautifully, and
Yes.
as are you by the sounds of
And
it.
we love an audience, but we're reaching an even bigger audience this way, aren't we?
We are, and I think we just need to be really in that space of gratitude at this time, to be able to hone, yes, we can't be in the same place as we have been, but I feel really blessed that, in a sense, being an educator, I've still had a chance to be in front of the camera and perform to my students. But I think we can actually use performance at a greater platform, even like this, on camera, and do our thing.
Well, Charmaine, how long have you had the collective with Ben? How many years has that been going for?
Did you get it again?
Did you get that question? Did
No,
you hear
I
me?
didn't.
I'm sorry. How long have you had the collective going for?
Why does it keep cutting out whenever you get to the important part?
Oh, what
That's
about
technology,
What
isn't
about
it?
Gospo? How many years have Gospo been
How
together?
many years? Sorry,
Yes.
Kerrie, maybe it's the angle of where you're sitting. Look, the Gospo Collective have been together since 2009. That was our first show. And so we've been together for just over a decade, and it's a group of vocalists up to, like, the front line's about 16, and then we have a band, sometimes as big as a 5-piece band, and then the 16 will sort of rotate depending on the skill set and what we need for the show, the voices that we need, who's available, and so we've just sort of been singing together now for over a decade and growing as a community and as a company. We've now got an education program as well, with the Jones Commentary, the Jones Juniors, the Jones Chorus. We're starting our Jones Tots soon. We've been running for a while and making music and getting vocalists together across the nation, which has been pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, you are. I reckon that is exactly the right word.
Aw.
You are amazing. You know I love what you do. And we've worked together in Adelaide, and
We've loved having you at our shows, but our greatest highlight was working with you.
It was a joy, wasn't it? We had a ball. We've got one more number with you and Gospo. It is going to end our show tonight. But in the meantime, lots of love to you, my darling.
Lots of love to you both, and wonderful to meet you, Kerrie. Hopefully,
Nice to
girls
meet
will
you
be
too.
in touch.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Love it.
Yes,
Love,
I know.
love.
I'm looking forward to listening to their song.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to be a guest of theirs in a couple of weeks. Oh, yes, I'm going all the way to Adelaide via Zoom.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm so
You love Zoom.
I do.
On your
love
iPhone.
Technology. It's great.
Oh, we've had such another fabulous
Been
show.
wonderful.
I hope you have really enjoyed it out there. Thank you so much for all your loves, likes and comments.
Yes.
We see them all and we really appreciate it for sharing the love. You've been educated tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. You've had, we had a fabulous conversation with the beautiful Rhonda Burchmore, of course, gorgeous Dan Murphy and our fabulous musical guests. Thank you so very much. And we've got another big night for you next Tuesday, of course.
Yes.
Joining us is the gorgeous Ruben Kay and the beautiful Nina Farrow as our musical guest.
Yes, we're going all the way back to WA with famous Sharon.
Yes.
And the super sexy Totty Goldsmith will be with us.
Amazing.
Oh, I love that lady.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You'll see us again Tuesday night, but we're going to go out with a beautiful number.
The gorgeously talented Gospo Collective.
Good
Take
night,
it
everyone.
away.
Stay safe.
Looking in my mirror, took me by surprise. I can't help but see you running off into my mind, helpless like a baby, sensual disguise. I can't help but love you.
I've been dreaming of you in my fantasies. Never once you looked at me, don't even realize that I want you to fulfill my needs. Think of what you want, set your mind free, run free to a place no one dares to. How many miles I'm ready to come from, baby? I love you just because of you. I'm drifting, baby. I gotta listen when it sounds from you. How about you? Day and night, night and day. All I got to say is, if I was your girl, all the things I'd do to you, I'd make you call out my name and ask you what you want. I want to love. If I was your woman, the things I'd do to you, I want to love you. So I did and I won't. If I was yours, would you? If I was yours, would you? If I was yours, sitting over here staring in your face with the rest of my eyes showing don't give a damn and you don't know that I've been dreaming of you in my fantasies. Never once you looked at me, don't even realize I've been to you. Take the phone, my face, the what you want, set your mind come free to a place no one dares to. I'm mad and now so glad you're burning. Desire to be gotta get tricky, baby. Won't you come into emergency? Oh, my fire. Day and night, night and day. If I was your girl, all the things I do to you, I'd make you call out my name and ask you if it belongs to who. If I was your woman, the things I do to you, but I'm not, so I can't and I won't. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I